All right, we're live actually. So,
There she is.
yes.
Hi, Mary.
Hi, finally, we got to see you. How
Yes.
are
How are
you?
you? How are
How
you
are
doing?
you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there.
Sorry, it kept wanting me to open it in Safari, and I don't have
Oh,
Safari on my phone. I disabled it. So I just had trouble getting the link to work, but I'm in now. So good.
good. Yes, we're in. Okay, there we go. Big and we're live. Actually, we've already started because it goes right into live because I had it set for a certain time. So, and I wanted to let people know. So, I do have a few comments. Artfully Blind just said she liked and shared, which was good. And she she said, "Is your guest running late?" Well, we we had some technical difficulties, so well, that's
Yep.
all right. We always have those once in a while.
Yep.
So how was your gig last night or
It was
afternoon?
really good. So what happened? So I've been playing this. It's called the Factor Urban Wine Bar. It's over in Homestead,
Oh, really?
and yeah, and they I've been playing this open mic. They have an open mic every Saturday,
Uh-huh.
and the winner of the open mic actually gets a show there. Some so I won yesterday. Anyways,
Nice.
it's called Pittsburgh Songwriter Stage, and I won yesterday, and so I have a show there on April 30th
Okay.
with all the other bands who have won the past several weeks.
Oh,
And
okay.
then the winner of that on April 30th gets their own show there where they have the opportunity to make $500. And so I'm really excited about it. Very
Yeah,
excited.
that's pretty nice. Yeah, Homestead is very close to where I'm at. I live by Century 3, so that's
Okay.
real close. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we've been there
it's right over
actually.
on 7th Avenue.
Okay, 7th.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. So that's pretty cool. I have to tell my husband. He's a bass player. He's in a band, so maybe they can try out. So
Right.
get a little closer because normally we have to go out to Ligonier, so that's like far or Irwin or
Uh-huh.
so it'd be nice to be a little closer once in a while. Well,
Yeah, he should go down there. It's every Saturday from 4 until 6 or 7 o'clock.
uh-huh.
And everybody has the opportunity to play 3 songs. It's about 15 minutes per singer,
Uh-huh.
and then at the end they choose a winner. So
Nice.
I felt bad because I have some new material, but it just wasn't ready to be played yesterday.
Uh,
So I had to play the same stuff I've been playing the last few weeks, but that's okay. I
yeah.
won anyway, so I was really excited about that.
Well, I know I'm going to go off the path of what I wanted to discuss, but like, do you place alone, like as a solo artist, or
I
do
am
you?
solo, yes,
Okay. Okay.
100%. Yeah,
Okay. Well, that's interesting to know too. So
yeah.
you play guitar? Is that the only instrument?
Yeah, I play guitar and I use something called a Zoom R8, and that's where I put all my backing tracks on. So I
Oh,
put
okay.
my drums on there. The Zoom R8 has a built-in sampler. It's a drum machine. Does
Cool.
all kinds of things, and
Mhm.
so I record all my backing music on there, and then obviously sing and play my guitar over top of it.
Oh,
And
cool.
I have several keyboard apps that I have on my phone, and I
Oh,
actually can run my phone into it, and then when I want to play keyboard to record something, I play it on my phone. I mean,
oh,
it's
nice.
painful, but it works. It
Hey,
works very
yeah,
well.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's pretty interesting too.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Well, I've heard like guitarists do like a little background with some sort of a pedal. I don't know if that's the same kind of thing, where they'll play a little bit and then that'll be the backbeat of
Oh
their
yeah, yeah,
guitar.
yeah. So they use a looper. Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, let me ask you then, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into music.
So obviously, when I was a little boy, I took up guitar, and I played for a few years, and I stopped. Whenever I hit teenager, wanted to hang out with my friends, so I dropped guitar. And then back in the early '90s, there's a Pittsburgh band called Venus and Furs,
Oh, okay.
and I founded that band with my friend, and it was kind of dark electronic, kind of like industrial type music.
Mhm.
And so I did that for a few years, and then I got married and had children. So the band kind of went away. Um, I just didn't have time, and my wife
Yeah.
didn't like it very much.
Oh,
So, and then I've been out of music for 30 years. And then when COVID hit, I was like, damn, I need to start playing guitar again. So I went and picked up a guitar, and then I went and picked up another guitar and have built, I'm sitting here in my little studio. And, I bought a mixer, and I bought my 8-track, and I bought all this equipment, and it's been a great experience. I mean,
yeah.
it's allowed me to get some stuff out of my head onto paper, and I'm not quite sure that people get it. It's dark music. It's not happy by any stretch of the imagination, but um, it's I'm sending a message. Whether anybody gets it or not, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what music is too. It's like there's always a message in it. So
Right,
if you just listen to the lyrics, you'd hear that.
right.
But a lot of people don't listen. I like to listen to both. I'll listen to both. And well, my husband, like he plays the bass. Now he'll play by ear. Have you had like any kind of training for this, or do you basically, well, you just kind of figure it out?
I just kind of figure it out. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, obviously, whenever I was a little boy, I had my guitar teacher, but then being away from it for 30 years, almost 40 years, actually, um, you just have to kind of pick it all up. And thank God for YouTube, because I just, you know,
yeah, yeah.
craving all this information and absorbing it. And there's so many good guitar players on YouTube who
Oh, yeah.
give lessons, and they explain things to you in a good way. And then you can always go back and try them. And then everything starts to fall into place. It starts to come together pretty nicely.
Yes, yes. Yeah, there's so much on there, it's amazing what you
Hmm.
can learn. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I that's all I watch basically is YouTube. I
Uh-huh.
don't even
Yeah.
watch TV that much anymore because there's
Right.
just
No, I
nothing
don't
there,
even have, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't, I don't even have cable, Mary. Everything I do is YouTube. So,
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, well, you're smart not having cable because it's pretty expensive. It's
yeah.
disgusting. Yeah, every time we get a bill, it's like goes up somewhat more.
Right.
So, well, then, so you consider your music kind of dark. It's not, that's your genre. Is it like a metal or,
No, no, no. It's very melodic.
okay.
It's very melodic, and it's dark in the lyrics, as in there's a lot of sadness in it.
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
I'm not one of these guitar players who, like, they strum the guitar, and I play individual notes because I think there's a beauty that you can get out of a note on a guitar
Mm-hmm.
that you can't get when you're strumming a chord. Strumming chords sounds pretty, but when you play individual notes, you can really add effects to it
Right.
and make that also convey a feeling with your lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I try to do. I
Okay.
don't know whether I'm successful. I think I am, but that's
Well,
just my
yeah,
opinion.
I mean, like a lot of, well, in some bands, there's always that person that plays the chords, and then
Yes,
there's the person that plays the notes. Sometimes, I mean,
right.
it's a combination. So, yeah, I like the idea that you play the notes.
Yeah.
I think that's i- more interesting for people. So that's how you got to start getting into your music was through COVID. You
Yes.
said?
Yep.
That's pretty interesting. A lot of people have changed through COVID. They've become either more, like you say, musical. They've got more music coming out. I interviewed a woman last week who is a pianist, and through that COVID, she like put together a couple albums.
Okay.
She's more on the classical side, but like COVID just changed everyone. I think
It
it just
sure
like,
did.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
really did. And a lot of it for the better because, hadn't COVID started, I would have never got back into guitar. And I think a lot of people would not have picked up some of the hobbies that they have today if
that's
it
true.
weren't for
People did.
COVID.
They got more inspired, I guess. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know what it did to me. I think, well, I do. I am. Consider myself an artist, but I kind of got like down from it all. So I wasn't real into my art as much, But
Uh-huh.
yeah, it just really blew my mind. I mean, it's just a sad time right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. Very
But if
sad.
you can put it into your music and write that way, that's even better yet.
Yeah.
So, well, you talked about what you've been doing lately, and you went to this. Now, what's that called again in Homestead?
It's called the Factor
The
Urban
fact.
Wine Bar.
Oh, okay, that's a wine bar.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you went there, and that was kind of nice. And so I guess through the years, who has been your biggest inspiration, even though you just picked this up through COVID? I mean, you had to be listening to music prior to that.
Absolutely. Well, the Smiths for
Oh, okay.
one. Um, Morrissey and the Smiths, number one. Um, there's something about that music that that really tugs at your heart.
Uh-huh.
The Cure, obviously,
Oh, yeah.
uh, big influence from the Cure because again, that's I for some reason, Mary, I go towards the more melancholy music, if you will.
Yeah, that is, I know my oldest daughter loved The Cure, and I thought, "Gee, how do you" that's kind of depressing to me, but, I mean, some of their stuff is okay, but when she was younger, she was into that, and I'm thinking, why would you are you depressed or what?"
Right.
I mean, it's music, there's all kinds of different things, so it's kinda interesting how people will, uh, follow a certain band. Now, see, I'm more in the classical rock kinda stuff. I mean,
Okay.
now yesterday, of course, the Eagles were here. I would have loved to have gone to see them, but I just didn't wanna pay, like, 200 and some dollars for tickets
Right.
because 'cause I've seen them before, but they said that show was very good.
I'm sure it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. There's something about the sad music makes me feel happy, and I don't know what that dichotomy is
ah,
there, but that's the way it works for me. The
oh,
sadder the music, the happier I am.
That's that's interesting. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. So, so I guess that has there been any local artists that have made an impression on you? Or
There's a local band called Guitarist. Unfortunately, they're not together because the bass player recently passed away.
oh no.
But their music, they were just an acoustic. They were a very good acoustic live act.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Garrow um, has several bands, and they're edgier hard rock type bands, but
Oh.
he influences me as well.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I can't really think that there's much happening in Pittsburgh that really excites me,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
lately, well, that's how I feel too, even with art scenes. I mean, I was telling my friend Diana that it's just so hard to get into like any kind of art scenes. Like, I mean, right now, I guess there are some things going on, but I think COVID kind of like screwed that up too. Where exhibits and things like that they're starting to open up now, but it's just been real crazy. I
Yeah,
think. But
yeah. Everything's going to come back to life here pretty soon.
yeah,
Or
at least I'm hoping so.
yeah,
I'm tired of sitting at home, but I mean, I don't like going out too much because of the fact of it still being out there. I don't want to be in too big of a crowd. But when my husband's playing, most of the time I go with him for his band. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. It's still
yeah.
there.
What type of music does your husband play?
Well, prior to COVID, he was in a band where they played some classic rock, a little bit of country, nothing real into country. Now he's in this Crummer's band, and it's just all over the place. So there's nothing really, there's some classic rock, moody blues kind of stuff. Not moody blues. Um, just more rock, some a little bit of heavy
Okay.
rock, a lot of the 90s, 80s music.
Okay.
So which kind of like took him back a little bit because he grew up like me with the classic rock, so he wasn't too into it, but he's getting used to it now. And I
Uh-huh.
like some of that music too, so
Right.
but yeah, during COVID, the other band kind of broke up. The guy that he was playing with, he started a newer band, another band without these guys. So I had my son-in-law was in it, my daughter was in it, and my husband was in it. And I don't know, he just got the idea that he needed to shake things up and start a new band. So
Right. Right. Good
got
for
out
him.
my family altogether. So now it's my son-in-law, my husband, and this guy. His name is Mike Cromer.
Okay.
So, well, are you going to be playing a little bit for us, or did you?
I cannot because I started to restring my guitar and
Oh,
it's not finished. So
oh no! Oh no!
yeah, I was hoping to have it done before
Uh,
we started here, but I didn't quite get there. So
oh,
I'm missing three strings, unfortunately.
oh, okay. Well, that can happen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So like I said, I tried, but I had
yeah.
trouble. I had trouble getting one of them where it comes up over the bridge,
Uh-huh.
and I struggled with that for a little bit. So it threw me off track
Oh,
because it's really not very difficult to string up a guitar, but I had problems. So I
yeah. Well,
apologize.
sometimes it happens. Like if something moves or whatever,
Right.
it can. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's too bad because we were looking. I was looking forward to hearing you. But well, that's all right. We'll maybe get to one of your gigs, maybe down there at the.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah, like I said, April 30th at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Myself with six other artists will be playing
Cool.
that night. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that'll be a good time. It'll be a really good time.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time, and
Yeah, thank you.
it was worth the wait.
Yeah, it was. I thought you had a few more questions if I remember
Yeah.
your list. Do you have any?
Yeah. I mean, if you want, I just wanted to ask you what was next for you in your music. I mean, you've been writing, you said, and I had like 8 questions, and I think we almost, I guess, why the guitar? Why did you decide with the guitar instead of another instrument? But it
Right,
seems like you kind of covered that you do backup with different instruments as well. So,
right. Yeah, and yeah. So what's next really is going to be that show on April 30th,
mhm.
and I mentioned that band Gutter Rich, my buddy who died. He actually, because he's been in a band for several years and he's been playing around the city, he knew all of the people to talk to get shows at places. And
Mhm.
we were going to line up a whole bunch of shows here coming up in the late spring and the summer. And then of course he passed away. So that, I've got to try and make my own contacts now. A
Yeah.
lot of my friends are in bands, so I'll probably reach out to them and see if I could get on some cards with them, or
Yeah.
I've got to do something because I just can't sit here.
Yeah, after you've worked so hard, especially.
Right, right,
Yeah.
because it's a tremendous amount of work,
Yes.
and I mean, especially when you're doing your own stuff. Now,
Mhm.
I've done covers. I've got a few Morrissey covers I've done. I've done a few Cure covers, and those are hard enough. But when you're writing your own material,
Mhm.
it's very difficult. It's very
Well,
difficult. I've got a whole stack about this high, Mary, of
wow.
notebooks filled with lyrics and guitar parts and melodies, and they're all unfinished. You get 30% of the way through or halfway through, you hit a roadblock and you put it down, and then you forget to go back to it. So
Mm.
yeah,
Well,
it's a lot.
Do you like write your lyrics first and then you come in with the music part of it, or how does it usually work for you?
Generally, my process works is um, I will come up with a lyric or two,
Hmm.
and then I'll sit down and I'll start to play some guitar to it, and then I'll go work on some backing track and see if I can get it all to come together. And as I'm playing and practicing and listening to the backing track, I'll be writing
I
and
see. It
try
comes.
to piece everything together that way.
Mhm. Do you like some musicians, like they'll dream of something and then, oh, they wake up and they got to write this down, or
I have there have been things like I'll when I'm watching YouTube or something, I'll hear people talk about something and it'll trigger
mhm.
something in my brain, and I'll be like, okay, I need to remember that, and then I forget.
Aw. Gotta write it
Totally
down.
forget.
Always have
Come
post-it notes.
right, comes with old age, you know. I mean,
Well, yeah, I've had to write things down where I used to be able to remember. I mean, I never took had a calendar where I wrote stuff, now
yeah,
it's filled because I can't remember like I used to. You
right,
get to an age and it just starts to it's funny. Oh, goodness.
yeah,
So,
it goes away. And the funny thing about that is you always have your phone nearby, and you could just do a quick memo in your phone to
uh-huh.
so that you can remember it, like a little notepad kind of thing. And I never do it. I
Uh,
just don't do it. So
yeah. Yeah, it takes a lot of self-discipline, I guess, with that, to be able to just jot it down and
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you want to add anything else. I mean, we know you're going to be performing. You had your latest endeavor there just last night. So
Yep.
I think we covered quite a bit. So I don't
Okay,
know.
good. Yeah, I do have a YouTube channel.
Oh, good.
It's the music of the ordinary boy. I call myself the ordinary boy.
Okay.
So I have, and basically all it is right now, Mary. It's a show from last week that I did at the wine bar, and then a bunch of my songs that I've recorded here in my studio.
Oh, okay.
I'll go ahead and I'll throw those up on my channel. I
Mm-hmm.
think I only have one subscriber, so that's the sad part.
Oh, well, maybe some people will go over there and subscribe, because
Hopefully,
we
well, I hope so,
yeah,
and I hope some people make it out on the 30th to see
yeah,
myself and some other good artists from the area.
yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of times with my streams, I don't get a ton of people right away, but they'll come on later to look at this, and so, the fact that you do have a YouTube, maybe they'll check it out for you,
I
and
hope
see
so.
what's funny. Yeah, I hope so too.
And
Yeah,
you
thanks
have a
for
YouTube channel, right?
right, that's what we're, actually this is where it's broadcasting to, is my
Oh, okay,
YouTube channel, yeah. It's called Pittsburgh Artist Studio.
okay,
So
nice,
I do interviews and art and all kind of things on there. Basically try to stick to the arts, if I can.
right,
That's what I do. So
okay,
you can
okay,
check me out. I've been on here, I guess about 7 years now, and I'm still not up there like I'd like to be, but that's okay.
right.
Just
Oh, you'll get there. I mean,
yeah, it takes time.
yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
I'll be famous once I die. Probably. I'll start getting a lot of stuff in
Won't
here,
we all, right?
That's
We've
usually
all,
the way it works.
yeah, we've already probably had our 15 minutes of fame, and we don't even realize
Right, right.
it.
Exactly, exactly. So, okay, well, I'm gonna check you out here and see what you have, and I really appreciate your time, and I was
Yeah,
glad you were able to
absolutely.
join.
Yeah, I hope we can do this again at some point.
Yeah, maybe
And
in a
and
couple
then
of
I'll
months.
play for you. Yeah, I could play a song or two, and then
Yeah,
everybody who's watching can get a feel for what I do.
yeah, that'd be great. That'd be
Okay.
great. Maybe you'll get that guitar strung by then.
I no, I will.
Hopefully.
Actually, I need to finish it here before
Yeah.
dinner, so that
Oh, that's too bad.
because
Yeah, sometimes
I have stuff I need to work on, so I have to get it done.
yeah, there you go.
But
Okay.
when I played yesterday, it just it sounded like the strings were dead, so I
Oh,
had to
yeah,
change them
yeah.
up.
Yeah, it's always good. Yeah. Steve is always changing his strings too. When
Yeah.
he's got a show or something. Yeah, it's always
Yep.
a yeah, so All right. Well, thanks again. I appreciate your time. And I guess that will end our little broadcast today. And I appreciate everybody that stopped in. And thank you so much. And okay.
Okay. Sounds
All
good.
right.
Thank you so much, Mary. I
You're
appreciate the
welcome.
opportunity.
Thanks, John. I appreciate you coming in. Thank
Okay.
you.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.